They are flooding.
Every
Step into my office.
good morning.
Welcome,
Bruce
everybody.
is singing to us today. Lovely.
I see a few
Bruce,
regulars here.
are you a vocalist as well, Bruce?
No,
Or is it mainly
I do.
guitar?
I can do backup, but no, I like to sit in back and play with strings.
Okay. Johannes says, "How's it?" Well, we know where Johannes is from then.
How's it?
Cute.
But the
Yeah, we're all
word
just
how,
having a giggle because we were just talking about how's it and the different slang greetings you get.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the word how's it is very it spreads easily, doesn't it? It works for everyone.
Cindy says, "Chaos has a face now." Okay, you were always a bit hidden.
Yeah, I'm always hidden because I've normally got one or multiple children around me, or I'm in the car at school picking up. Sorry about that. I'm always here, but I'm often just an avatar.
Cool. I think that is everyone. The YouTube stream is live as well. We are good to kick off.
Cool. We're pretty
Seems
bullish.
everyone's happy to see your face, Simon.
Fair enough.
There's lots of
Fair
comments here about this.
How
Hey,
could you
Cindy.
not be happy to see his face?
So it's not a great face to
So-
look at. Look at the charts.
There's so many bulls here. It seems every day we do this poll, there's a lot of bulls. Okay, so I mean, you're not wrong because we're sitting on support. So we must just be cautiously bullish on support. This morning I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable personally looking at these charts. They were looking a little bit sad. But they are holding supports. So we'll go through all the stuff now, and we're going to see what the plan is for the weekend. I did see Doge broke, apparently with some volume. I think Jay spotted that.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one to talk about.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. I think before we start, Dylan, I just want to make a few comments. I was on the back end of Sheldon's show today, and there's a lot of people posting comments around us as a team. Our calls are not good enough, and our views on the market are not good enough, and it is a bit disappointing to see those type of comments, but we know that there are those type of people there. But I just want to tell everybody that, obviously we try and make the best assumption of what the market is doing. We obviously give the best setups that we see in the market. And we haven't got a crystal ball to say, listen, the market, Bitcoin's going to dump today, Bitcoin's going to spike today. We haven't got a crystal ball. Nobody's got a crystal ball. The only thing we can do as traders is to put the best assumption out there and then just manage your risk around that. Dylan, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, Jay. Well, 100%. Look, I didn't see tons of comments. There was just one person sort of complaining about it. But again, he obviously didn't buy any of the support bounces that we've been spitting out for the last 5 days. So it's his loss. I mean, we all benefited from it. But it is what it is, guys. And also trading is trading. We're not long-term investing here. We are looking at opportunities, trying to make money, and if we're wrong, we're getting stopped out. That's it. So this is the life we lead. This is what we do as traders. And we obviously can't get it right every time. If we're getting it right half the time or 60% of the time, we're pretty happy. Because it means we're making a shit ton of money, and that's all we want to do, right? So that's what it is. And if it doesn't work for you, then maybe trading is not for you. But that's a separate discussion, obviously.
Mario said it best. Mario said, please ignore the toxic people. Some of them are here for buy signals instead of learning.
Exactly.
Rock on, brother.
Well said.
We're here for learning.
Yeah, well said.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the support. So shall we kick off with Bitcoin?
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. So can you believe we're still in the range low support? And currently the 29,800 is holding as support for us. Current price is at 29,840. But unfortunately, we're now closing 4-hour candles below this 200 moving average. So there's a bit of a caution here coming from that. Because if we go back and just have a look at history around this 200 moving average on the 4-hour, if we do start breaking below, you know, there are cases that we manage to climb back above, but if we start closing quite a number of these 4-hour candles below the 200 moving average, that is a sign of caution. Let me just go to the 4-hour here. It is a sign of caution that could lead to possible further downside. So you can see that this 200 moving average on the 4-hour is a very strong support or resistance. So it's resistance when we're in a downtrend, and then it becomes support once you're back in an uptrend. And we have dropped below that. So we want to reclaim that area as quickly as possible. And that is currently sitting here at just over 30,000. So that's where we really are on Bitcoin. If we do start losing this range low, the first sort of target is a fib level from the low that we had in the 15th of June to the high of the 13th of July. So we just put a fib on there. The 382 is normally a good level where buyers start stepping in, and that's currently around about 29,145. So, and just below that, we got that other important support level of 28,900. So I would imagine that if we do lose this level of 29,500, that we would retrace down to this level, and there will be quite a few strong buyers coming in this area. But we're still on support here at 29,800, and we're still in this range low. Now, if we just go back in history and just have a look at every time we've come down into this area, you can see that buyers have stepped in and pushed price back up there. So for now, it's still good, and we need to get above this 30,100 level as quickly as possible again. But nonetheless, you know, Bitcoin, for now, Bitcoin can actually just range sideways. That's what we're looking for, because it's all happening in the alts, you know. It's not great shakes today, but what we've seen with the dominance, it's still below this level of 50%, you know. When Bitcoin, if Bitcoin starts dropping, we should start seeing a spike in the dominance, which we're not seeing. So it's telling us that the cash is still leaving Bitcoin and going to the altcoins. And we've seen some of those altcoins actually start moving today. For example, I saw Theta earlier this morning, and I've just seen Doge actually move now in the last 2 hours. So there are coins that are moving. It's not all doom and gloom. I don't know if you want to add anything there, Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, there's this like bearish sort of feeling now in BTC sitting at the bottom. But if we really just zoom out, we saw theta pop, dot pop, link pop, like things are happening here. You know, we just got to be in the right place.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely not all doom and gloom.
Yes. The Dixie, we were looking for a rejection at this 101 level. It's actually gone through 101. So the next sort of top of the range resistance, which was support, is 101.50. So we want to see a rejection at 101.50 in this sort of block here. And we want to see the Dixie continue to the downside. That will be obviously bullish for the markets, as the dollar will be weakening against a basket of other fiat currencies. Okay, then the total market cap. So we're on the support of 1.163, and that is holding a support for now. And you can see that previously it was acting as resistance. So it is quite a strong support area, is 1.163. If we do lose that, the next support is down at 1.135. But it's still, we're on support for the total, we're on support for Bitcoin. And no, we're still fine in these areas, huh?
Yeah,
And-
nothing to be too stressed about until we start losing levels, and then we have to
Exactly.
act and treat things differently. But right now, yeah, there's no change to where we were yesterday, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same applies to Ethereum. You can see Ethereum is really on this 1890 to 1960 area, and this bottom of the range 1890 is quite a strong support, and we're still holding there for now. So even Ethereum is still fine for now.
What are stock markets doing today? Are they flat? A little bit red, actually.
So stock market's already open, slightly green, eh? S&P,
What are you looking at there? Okay,
yeah,
plus
S&P
0.15. Okay.
we're still in this resistance area, and that comes all the way from the beginning of last year, where we came up here, we found resistance in this area here, and we're currently acting in this area of resistance at the moment. So what we want to see with the stock market is consolidate in this area here, where we currently are, hopefully trend sideways, and we don't want to see a dramatic drop-off here in the stock market.
See, there's slight bearish divergence on the SPX on the daily, with the regular RSI there.
Okay, so
yeah, that could be
you're
a
looking at
sign.
that, huh? You're looking
Yeah,
at the 14th of June to current.
Yeah,
So yeah, so what Dylan's looking at is this RSI is slightly higher on the 14th compared to now, yet price is lower to price is higher compared to when it was on the 14th. So that's slightly bearish divergence.
Okay, yeah, just something to take note of. Doesn't mean it's
Yeah.
definitely going down, but it's something to keep an eye on, obviously.
Absolutely.
It just means that things are running out of steam, basically.
Yeah. Great.
Cool, Jay. Thank you. Guys, I've got Alts in front of me again. No surprises there. I'm going to keep it quite brief because I've got to duck early today. Let me get this stuff out. So I'm just going to show you what I've got here in front of me. And then, guys, obviously jump in if you've got something or you got a comment. Please, guys, just jump in whenever you're ready. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this list again in front of me. Aave daily, again, update from yesterday, no real update. We're sitting on support, 200-day MA. There's a 382 fib here. And if you didn't catch this support entry, you want to be watching this trend now. So we're looking for a rejection here at trend, or we're looking for this break up and push. So this is quite a key sort of moment for Aave here while we wait for the market. You can see it's trying to push up here on this trend. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is support, this sort of area there. 70.45. So not a bad area. If you get these deep pullbacks, it's worth having a go. If you didn't get the deep pullback, break of trend, and then we push up, and then the target's going to be around 80. And that could bring this sort of head and shoulders situation that I was talking about yesterday into play. Okay, so look out for that one. XRP, I've been watching this 1 hour from earlier today. Little 618 retracement. So I pulled from this low here to that high. I've got trend, perfect bounce. You can see it ping beautifully. So now, yeah, we're at trend. So if you didn't grab this little entry here, watch this trend, look for a break or look for a pullback. Maybe we get a little double bottom there. But it's very clear now, if BTC starts losing strength, we're going to lose this level. push back up into resistance. We can short it here, and then we can go
Yeah.
down. So there's a few ways to play this, but it's a nice one to watch today, because if BTC shows weakness, I think XRP is going to start dropping. It might be like a good risk reward play, Jay. I don't know your thoughts on that, but it's gone up so high. I think there'll be a lot of sellers.
I think as XLM, I haven't charted it, but I just saw XLM has got might have a similar sort of setup for a
Yeah,
short.
I mean, that's even more of a shit coin. So
Yeah.
you might actually do even better out of XLM. But guys, take a look at XLM. Maybe, do your chart similar way that they run together. So they might have a similar look. Might be a good exercise for you guys to practice yourselves. Okay,
Miguel,
AVAX. Yeah.
just before you hop off your XRP, remember yesterday when I drew the measurement tool to measure how far I estimated it would go down? We're currently halfway
Yes.
in the estimate and halfway down.
Oh, okay, cool. So you were looking for a lower level.
Correct.
Okay, so guys, again, this might be a short opportunity. If there's weakness, then you can use Jackie's target from yesterday. The way I'm playing this now, I'm looking at this trend, I'm looking at the support. Ideal entry was this 618 pullback onto trend. That was the dream entry. Then we hopefully get the break of trend and we push on. Otherwise, if we see weakness, we're going to wait for that second move up. I know I said this just now, but I'm going to remind you again, wait for it to drop down, push back up, then we get our entry there for shorters. Okay. And then Jackie, what was your target? Must have been down here, 716, this sort of area.
Check quick. You're looking at 71, give or take. $71, $73.
Okay. Yeah. This sort of region here. It's nice. Nice. Okay, cool. AVAX, no changes. We've got the trend. Maybe it was a sign that it needed time to get to this trend to make a decision, because we were a little bit premature here a few days back. But here we are now approaching this trend. So now it's a critical time. We're either going to now break up here, push on, or we're going to be looking at losing this area. And then that's going to give us this nice bounce zone, 12.3. Now, obviously, when it gets to 12.3, we got to make sure BTC is in the right place as well. Where that is, I can't say for sure, but right now I'm eyeing this 29 100 for BTC. Weakness might give us this, but we'll have to see on the day or on the moment when it's happening. We got to see where these things start leveling out. Okay, so for now, AVAX support is here, 13.6. No changes to the plan. On support, we're looking for a move up. Stocks are reset 12-hour, 8-hour, 4 hours near the bottom. Daily still coming down. Could be another couple of days for that to reset. Okay, theta, great move. 382 bounce. If you caught that, well played. This was a part of a mix of, 10 tokens that looked the same. They all had this setup, dot, link, everything. They all had this pullback on the 382. So it was basically choose your favorites. If you got theta, obviously well done. Firstly, double top. It is a resistance area. Okay, what we want to see happen now is we want this push up, but we want to see this area now reclaim a support. And you can see I like it because of this over there. Okay, so let this reclaim a support, and then we're opening up this new range. So I quite like this. So there'll be like a little move there that I'm quite keen on, if we can get that. Otherwise, you plan to relook at things when we back at trend, if we get that pullback. But yeah, first things first, we've got the double top. We saw it on this theta. We saw it on near. I'll show you some of the others as well. We've got our pullback. David likes a little bit higher, I think. Dave, where did you like near today for an entry?
Yeah, no, I drew a couple different trend lines. I kind of envisioned it bottoming around 1.481. if it held. So I've got a nice little starter position right now on that.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, that will be a zoomed in. Maybe you can take everybody through that just now, Dave, when I hop off. But yeah, so Dave had a slightly different chart to mine. We had some trend lines in place, and it makes a lot of sense what he's saying about his entry. So maybe worth discussing with him. This is near 12 hours. So I'm looking at this from my perspective was a pullback to the 382, but you can see we've had it already a couple of times. Doesn't mean we're going to get it again. So yeah, Dave, your entry could be quite interesting there.
Yes, sir.
Here's dot, same story as theta. 382 support bounce, straight into trend and 200-day resistance. It was definitely a reaction zone. Okay, major trend, 200-day, and we got horizontal. There was always something was going to happen here. So now, I mean, this is a key area for dot. I mean, I would love to see this push up now and get support on this trend and horizontal. That'll tee us up so nicely, guys. Even though we're not big dot believers, look what's in store for us here. There's a hell of a move coming if we can get it. 25%. So, I'm not so much of a dot fan. I'd rather buy like Solana or whatever, but I'm not deep fundamentals either. But if we get that push up, retest that trend, I'm going to start eyeing out the 7 level for dot. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Optimism, we might have finally gotten our SR flip here. So you could see we were banging on this resistance all the time. We broke up, pulled back. We've reacted on a 618 now. So I think we even had this yesterday as an entry opportunity. So I've longed OP over here, pretty much exactly where it is. And my stop is under the 618. So if we lose the 618, I'm done. My assumption is that we've now reclaimed this old resistance as support, and we want to push on. So the target will be, 1.63 is sort of my first area, and you can see why. It's this where we got this double top here. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, we've got a little short-term target here if the market stays green for us. Okay, so a little move here. Not so little, 8%. But yeah, that'll be first stop, and very simple for me. If we lose this 618, I'm out, and we're going to look for an entry either at these lows here, or we're probably going to look at around here at this trend and this sort of region. Let's see what fibs we have here. It's kind of a mixed bag. No, it's not great. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I don't know where I would like my best entry next if we lose that area, but for now, let's call it this region over there for me. Injective, yeah, you can see where our support is here. This is injective 12-hour. So we're looking at this retest here, but I mean, we've got big support, the 618 region, 8.6. And we've got trend, we've got 2 trends. There's a lot going on here. Remember, there was this token unlock for injective. So I don't know how it's going to affect things. That token unlock was yesterday. So there are extra tokens in the market. Doesn't mean people are going to sell it. But bearish signs were there. We had the double top, which you saw on these other coins. Some of them have pulled back more. Some of them are yet to pull back, if at all. So just keep your eyes on injective. But this 9.8 level is big resistance. Okay, you can see it. We played there in April. We were out there in February 22, December 21. Like, it's a big area, so it will be tough to break. But once we get up there, it's going to be epic support. It's going to be a really nice platform to be long from. So just wait for that one. And then Jason's juiciest entry here. I think you still agree. It's probably this 7.8, or it might have been even lower, Jay. I think we even had a 6.5 or something for injected. Jay, you still there?
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm just trying to think.
I think yeah, I mean, and now I'm looking at this chart and I'm seeing this head and shoulders type situation play out too. So look, there's a lot going on here. We really need to see what happens with BTC, but you know, there's this situation as well now that's starting to look appealing. But yeah, one step at a time. Let's see how it reacts on support. Let's see what happens when we get down here. Okay, Phantom. Yeah, no change. It's just been chilling here since Monday the 17th. I don't know what's next here, guys. I don't know your thoughts here, but I mean, again, so much bearish stuff on Phantom. It is sitting at support. BTC's wick down to what we were eyeing out earlier. Maybe we're going to get that Phantom. If market turns green here, well, you know, that was support and we're away. And
How does
this
the
trend
weekly
is the
chart
next
look?
sort of reaction area. Phantom weekly doesn't excite me.
You know what worries me with Phantom as well? A lot of people that were early investors and, you know, big guys on Twitter, they all seem to be jumping ship at the minute because of this multi-chain hack. They're just, you know, the sentiment is that they're going to struggle to recover from it. So, you know, it's not something where I'm trading at the minute, Phantom, because you don't quite know the fundamentals, do you? What can happen?
Yeah.
That's my worry.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns. But
Yeah.
yeah, we do know Andre Cronje,
Yeah.
if he tweets something or says he's got a solution, then the market gets super excited and Phantom pumps. So look, it's tricky. I'm personally not trading it up or down at the moment. Yeah, I'm looking elsewhere right now because of this uncertainty.
Same.
Okay, Litecoin, I'm still short.
Doge has come down into that support area, if you got it there.
Yeah, let's pull it up. Should actually get Sheldon's chart here. He had a very nice chart for Doge. Oh, look at this. 200-day. How's that? Long off the 200-day, short of the 200-day. It's a free gift every time.
Yeah.
Just got to look for it.
So it's pumped into that area.
Okay, and this looks exactly like DOT. Look at that. DOT pumped into the 200-day. Same story. Okay, so resistance now. Now we got to watch for a pullback. This is the 12-hour. I think Sheldon had a trend like that. So we kind of want to hold this trend. There must have been a tweet or something. This is too it's too annoying what's happening here. Did Elon tweet?
No.
He must have done something. I mean, this is so odd that it would pop like this and come back down. Yeah, but it might be a nice retest buy.
It's on that line. So it's retesting on that white line of yours there.
Yeah, right here. So there is a retest right now. Let's see if there's a fib that ties in with it. No. So it's lost the 382. Let me just clean this up a bit. Okay, so I would have maybe done that for a retest zone. So let's see how this candle closes. This could be a nice retest bar.
The volume.
My volume. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not my actual volume.
Too.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Yeah.
Look, this might be an epic retest bar. Looks good.
Yeah.
Let's see this candle push up. Jackie, I know you're a Doge fan. What are you seeing here? He's probably longing it as we speak.
He's taking a trade right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's hitting buttons. He's hitting buttons. Okay.
Sorry.
Cool. Well, there it is, guys. Potential retest right now. For Doge, Jackie, what are your thoughts on Doge here?
Let me just take a quick look here. So that break of, well, that wick that just formed broke the last sort of resistance that I'm seeing for quite some time now. So if we have a candle close above that area, which is about 74, I think we'll have clear runway till about 80 again. Just looking at the previous sections of the chart, the last time
Yeah.
we were at those levels was around the beginning of May this year.
Let's see what Elon has to say. He's only got 148 million followers.
He's talking about
Small
Hex,
little
though,
fan
isn't he?
base.
He's talking about Hex, though, isn't he? Crazy.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
Well,
there's no tweets here from him.
no, I
Okay.
think this is just people catching on late to the trend that market was pumping.
Mm,
You usually see things come like this in stages.
yeah. Look, so for me, yeah, like I want to see this candle push up and hold this region here, the 7,380, this sort of area. I want to see it hold there.
And then obviously first price get above that 200 moving average on the daily, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge area, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that was obviously first rejection. You can imagine how many shorts are waiting there to catch that thing. Just put it on your chart, the 200-day MA, put it on your chart. It works every time. I mean, here's DOT. Look how it worked on DOT twice. Okay. Okay, Litecoin, I'm still short, no changes there for me. It's still just a hedge play. You know, I'm still making the assumption that we are bouncing here on support. If things start falling over, well, you know, I've got the short running. My entry was up here, just under here, 94 something. So yeah, I'll exit when we are above, say 96. When we start breaking through 96, I'll probably jump ship. Fetch, same as XRP, little 618 pullback, bounce on trend, always looks pretty in the box there. If you miss that bounce, there's a trend you can pull, look for that. Okay, so, you know, now's not an entry, okay, unless you are super low leverage or whatever the plan is. I mean, if you enter now after it's moved, you got 2.8% down. So that's why I like these tight buys. You would have got, say, 1.5%. If you caught it a bit lower there. Okay, so rather buy the deep pullback, or now that it's moving, keep your eyes on it, look for a little break, and then maybe buy that retest on the way up.
I'm just looking at the chat here. Anthony shared a link to an article saying that Dogecoin is now the main form of payment for Tesla. They removed Bitcoin.
Okay, cool. Shit cars with a shit coin, hey Dave?
I don't know. That just sounds I'm very skeptical about that.
I saw your video on Twitter yesterday, driving around with a chart open. I mean, that's pretty boss. That's pretty boss. Guys, you must go to Dave. What is your Twitter?
It's at Degen David D.
Degen David D. There you go. Look at him yesterday. He commented on something. He was cruising on the highway and he got a little chart open there and his Tesla looking good. Very nice, very nice. What were you trading in the car yesterday?
I was in some temporary shorts, the DYDX short and the near short. So I was just watching it.
Nice. Well, go check it out, guys. It's quite funny. Okay, here's Render 786. Who sat through this yesterday? I sat through this thing and sweated. I mean, look, how was this pullback? And I said, I'm not exiting until we hit this white level. And it came down just short of it and pumped right back up. So, you know, I'm still sitting in Render. If you guys sat through that and didn't exit, let me know in the chat, please. Did we back our levels? We need to know. Darian, why is Render killing you? What was your entry, Darian? Your entry should have been quite low down here. Should have been around 188, somewhere around there when we took it. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Okay, yeah. Render was too sketch to enter. Still render. Oh, good one. Alex got render 1.85, solid. Okay, so Marcus is short rend on the 1 hour. Okay. Marcus, what was your entry? Let us know. Rodolfo panic sold. Rodolfo, don't panic sold, bro. You need to back your levels. Okay, you don't panic until we lose those areas. Okay, still in render 185. Good, good, good. Okay, so yeah, I mean, at these levels, my render is green for sure. Guys, 1.85 is a great, oh, there, that's Dave. Yeah, great entry, Dave. Proper, man. Okay,
Thanks, man.
so the plan is we ride render to the top of this range if all is well with BTC. If not, we now have our benchmark level. We know what it is, 1.832. It's been tested twice. If it loses that area, I'm done with render. I'm out. You know, it's tested us twice. We sweated this this week a couple of times. Next area for render, 173. And then there's this monster area here, guys, the 200-day and some horizontals here, 1.65. Okay. But yeah, so far so good for render. Oh, GRT. Sheldon was talking about this today. He was calling a move on GRT today, guys. You can see something's going on here. He's got the magic touch at the moment. He's got Doge running. He's got GRT calling that. This is a break for GRT, so put this on your watch list. Look out for that. 200-day. Matic flat. Still support. Okay, no changes to yesterday. 382 support, 200-week MA, and 0.65. Lido, yeah, looking for this sort of double bottom setup here, which could look quite good. You know, that sort of, what happened there? Sorry. That sort of move up like that would be ideal for Lido. If we lose the trend and the horizontal, obviously, guys, then you know the plan. Lose the trend, push up, short. CRV support. So we can't do anything yet. You can only be long. Well, in my view, you can only be long or no trade on CRV on this 12-hour time frame. So, you know, it's a support region. Wait till we lose this, push up, then we can look at shorts. You can also track a trend down there. Okay, and guys, remember, no trade is also a trade, or it's also a position. So don't feel like you have to be in something all the time. You can also just sit back and watch. If it doesn't feel right, just sit back, just see what's happening. Sylvia, we'll look at mask for you. Sol. So 382 support. I'm still sitting in the Sol. I'm out under here. I'm not going to hang around. So if we lose this 24.75, you know, I mean, we might be getting fake outs and stuff from BTC, but you know, if we lose that area, Sol's been a lot weaker than Dot, Theta, Link. It's actually been quiet the last few days, so it looks like they're running out of momentum here. So if we don't push up now, and we lose this area, I'm cutting. I'm cutting there. Yeah.
I just want to bring up a chart here following this one as soon as you're done. So
yeah. Somebody's asking a question. Would you enter the GRT trade or render trade now and leaving it to go over the weekend? Okay, so let's put our hats on here. Okay, render is running. Okay, so renders, it's a bit of a tricky one because I don't have a clearly defined trend unless we start pulling from these areas here. I mean, it's tricky. It's not. Yeah, so render's moving. I'd say render's too late to enter. 4%. You had so many chances with us to enter render. Yeah, down here, these areas. So yeah, it's too late for me for an entry unless we get a pullback. Okay, but remember now, if we get this another pullback, I don't know where BTC is going to be because I don't know how many blows the support can handle. You know, for me, this must be the move now. I want to see it run. I can't keep playing games like this with us. So render is no trade here. If you're not in already, it's no trade for me. GRT. So, you know, this is a typical sniper type setup. Your stop would be, you know, your first area maybe under that region, 1166. And then you've got this region here. Let me just take that away. You've got that area. And then you've also got this whole row over there of support, 1148. So these are areas. So if you want to be long GRT, depending on your size or your leverage or however you want to play it, these are exit areas. Okay, 1166, 1148, 1132. These are all areas where, you know, it could easily come down and bounce or, you know, react it. So you need to manage your risk and, you know, you need to play this out, you know, how it suits your trading style. Again, dream entry is always for me on these low pullbacks. Let's look if we've got an example. Oh, we saw a lot of 786 bounces on these AI coins. Okay, so that would have been the first buy, that 786. So then your trade would have been running, you know, you'd already be sort of moving along. Now you can play it differently at trend. We saw Fetch had this 786 as well. Jackie, I forgot.
Yes. Yeah, so it's just
Show
a
us.
really, really quick one. You want me to show or you can pull it up? It's
Yeah.
the radium chart.
Radium. Okay, do you want to show us?
It's
You like
very simple.
interesting tokens, eh? Tron, BNB, Radium.
These are the tokens that will make you your gains, even if you're not the best trader at the moment. So
Is it Radium? Is this right?
yeah,
Do you want me
Ray
to open it?
USDT. Yeah, you can open it.
Oh, Ray USDT. Okay, so this
Yes,
is a Solana
finance one.
DEX.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Go to the 1 hour for me.
I mean, did someone say long off the 200-day MA?
That is what I'm trying to point out right now. So that's the trade. That's a 786
guys.
pullback.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a go. It's just, you can see they sell this thing hard, don't they? Wow. Look, I can
And
definitely make it
there's
look pretty.
trend support there as well.
Mm-hmm. Totally see that.
Bruce is pushing buttons. I can hear him. He's
I,
clicking buttons on his phone.
I actually am pretty close.
He's long.
No, not yet. I'll let it come down just a little bit more, but totally right near there.
So yeah, I don't know
nice.
if there's any leverage on this this token, but this is a very good area to pick up spot.
Look, it looks like it's, I mean, even after the selling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so almost 8 candles that weren't looking that good. It looks like it's due some kind of bounce even.
Mm-hmm.
And this is lovely. This is a nice target. Look at that.
Totally.
Jackie, are you long yet?
I am. I just stocked up on radium.
Okay, 10% move upside. Just
that one.
note the 200-day is slightly lower. Okay. So, Sheldon actually explained it nicely today when he did his show. He was saying, maybe take a portion now and have a little buy waiting down at more support lower down. So you could experiment here, maybe, for example. So at least you're in the position, and then if we do get that little move to the 200-day, then you grab your next batch. But nice, well spotted.
Cool. That's my
I like
chart
that
for the
one.
day.
It's a really good one.
There's XRP, might be breaking. Bruce, do you want to show us something?
No, just my question is, did anybody get the Tomo long from yesterday? I did a hedge on it, and
Oh yes,
it
you were
played
up
out.
and down.
and it worked out really well. You want me to give a quick show?
Yeah, tell us, please. Show us how that worked out.
Yeah, sure. So right at this crosshatch right there, right there, I'm on the 1 hour. That's where I entered because it was bouncing off support and the trend line. But I was uncertain what it was going to do just because of this trend line there. So I entered a hedge, which means I did at the same time, I did a long of short and a short of equal size. And what it did is it bounced up a little bit, broke through the trend line, and then came down. And the fun part was it was low stress because no matter where price went, I was staying at exactly, no profit, no loss, just staying break even between the two trades. And I waited 12 hours, which was really fun because normally I would have gotten, if I did a long there, I'd have been stopped out, and that would have affected my mood. But instead, I just let it ride down, hit the trend line, and right here, it hold on, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it. Right there, it rejected. It came down, hit the trend line, and right there, it had clear rejection. So I closed the short at that point and let the long run and picked up just shy of 4%. It was really cool because it was just extremely low stress while it was sort of jerking around for a little bit. Anyway, that was a good
I like
one.
your comment about how it affects your mood. I mean, it really does. Trading from day to day affects my mood so much. Like, it's crazy. A green market, like everything's okay. A red market, you're feeling like depressed. It's so interesting.
And I've talked to a lot of people that have done hedging. I just personally had never done it. So the easy part is entering because you basically enter an equal long, equal short, at which point, no matter what happens with price, you're always at break even. And at some point, and this is the harder part, you determine where you're going to. What I did is I moved the stop to the point I want, the stop loss for the short to the point where I want to enter. That closes the short, and then you're going to move the stop loss from and I just had them both sitting. Like I had this stop loss. The long stop loss was sitting like down here. I just stuck it way down. The short stop loss, I just stuck it way up there. So they were out of play. And all I did is when I wanted to enter, close the short, I simply moved the short stop loss. This one, I simply moved it to right where it was. It closed the short, and then I moved the long stop loss right to where I wanted it, and basically went from 12 hours of risk-free stuff moving around to basically a risk-free long, which started right there, and then rode that to there. I kind of like it. I got a lot more to study on it, but it's a really interesting technique when you don't have a really clear area where price is either going to go bullish or bearish. So interesting technique.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys got it.
Bruce, there was a question. Somebody was asking me how much leverage I trade. So basically, it depends how you view leverage and stuff. But the way I look at things is I just look for a position size. So I'm less focused on what the X is I'm more
Yes.
focused on what is my exit, is my exit 2%, and what's that going to cost
Yeah.
me in dollars?
Yeah.
And then I work on my size based on that. So if the exchange gives
Totally.
me 20x or 10x, I'm not really interested. I know I'm going, say, $10,000 on a position. Whatever that
Right.
X is doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, I just have my exit points and that sort of thing. So that's how I do it for myself. So I don't
Ditto.
get too fussed about leverage. So sometimes
Well,
you see, like, if I show like a P&L or whatever, it might say like 20x leverage, but like I'm not really fussed about that, if you know what I'm saying. It's more just
Yeah.
the size.
Yeah. I mean, you got to understand how the numbers work. Because for a 1x $1,000 trade is the same position size as a 10x $100 trade. The difference is you're going to pay higher fees. Your liquidation is much more risky. But what you do is you can use leverage depending on how much capital you got. You can use leverage to determine how many trades you have open. If you want to have one, for example, let's say you have $100 in an account, you can use leverage to make that bigger. But if you want to have 2 trades open, you can use leverage to allocate more money to different trades.
Yeah.
But I tend not to use high leverage. I don't see the reason for it. I don't like the risk that goes with it. But for some people that are trading, it depends on your account size. Maybe you do
So
need
just
it.
like as an example, Bruce, like on what you're saying, like when I was trading on Qcoin, like they give you up to like 75 leverage on Solana. So like I'd open my original position, okay,
Right.
so whatever that size was, and then I'd say,
Right.
okay, now it's up X amount. I want to increase my
Yes.
Solana position size. Now I'm going to use the 75x leverage because it has zero effect on me. It just
Right.
means I'm using less dollars to increase my position size. So that's where
That's
it came in quite handy for me. So I allocate less actual margin, because I've got 75 times.
Yeah. And that's the compounding strategy that Sheldon is starting to teach, is where you get in a position and at the next wedge, you're able to add on using your unrealized profit, but you want to be able to compound that unrealized profit. So you increase the leverage on it. But by now, your average entry is still below where your new stop is. And so the whole thing stays risk-free. Starting off with high leverage is just adding a lot of misery and risk to your life, I think.
Look, if you start your day and you're running 20x, on your account, and you're not paying attention to size, but you're looking at leverage on your account, like you're going to put yourself under pressure. If that token drops 2-3%, you're going to start feeling, you're going to start sweating. But it's also just how you view it, how you look at it.
That's right, because again, what you said right in the beginning was the only thing that really matters is position size. Position size times your stop loss is your risk. How you get there is just a matter of managing cash.
For me, I want to know how much am I going to lose in this trade, and where's my exit. That's what I want to know. Like I'm less interested in how much I'm going to make. I want to know, if I'm going to take this position, what is my loss here, and what am I comfortable with, and that's how I work my stuff out. I want to show you guys.
Sorry, go ahead.
Carry on.
No, I was going to say go on.
No, I was going to say, I want to show you the Doge chart while you're talking. So carry on, Bruce.
I was going to. And if you listen carefully to what Dylan and Jason and Craig talk about on this stuff, is the equation for profitable trading is to make your losses small and make your wins bigger, and just managing risk. So it's not how much you win, it's how much you do not lose that's going to make the difference on your profit and loss. That's it.
Yeah. For me, it's all about how much I can limit my losses if things go wrong.
Yep.
And then I like to know already what that number is. That's why I focus on a position size, and a dollar loss is my stop loss. The X doesn't matter as much.
Nope,
okay.
Doesn't matter. Just a tool,
guys.
to get
Okay, so I need to run. Dave, if you've got that entry on near, if you want to share it, please go ahead. Guys, I need to duck, unfortunately. Jay, Bruce, Jackie,
No problem.
I'm going to run.
Have a great weekend, brother.
So carry on, everybody. We'll see you later. I'll see you later. Ciao.
Bye.
All right.
Yo, David.
Share my screen here.
Is that Mount Fuji? What's in the background? That's a cool picture.
Yeah, it's actually a frame that I got at the Bitcoin conference, or they made it with like electricity, and it's awesome.
It's cool.
Use it, use my profits
cool
from Mexi to buy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, can you guys see this?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
We gotcha.
Cool. So I'll talk about a couple different tokens here. The first one's Near. Everybody's bullish on Near right now. I drew this last night before I drew this particular trend line. I believe this is the one that's on the Discord. So let me go to the higher time frame here. So sometimes I draw trend lines and I redraw them or move them around. I do that specifically to see if it's going to hold. And sometimes when it retraces, I'll try to discover a new trend line.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just put that one back up. Trend line. Where are we at? So obviously when it's a resistance, I've been eyeing, actually I longed Near down here, closed it at 100% profit, and I've just been waiting, and it, it's been holding up pretty well. I guess this is a consolidation bull flag or whatnot. Went up here, tested the resistance again, came down, and as it was coming down, this was yesterday. Let me see where exactly. So I took a short, I think right here. Bitcoin was looking really weak. I think we were all experiencing that. And I took advantage of that on two tokens. I shorted DYDX and I shorted Near Protocol. And I had this trend line here, and that's what I was waiting for. So I held the short, I believe, let me see, I have a line here where this is where I entered. So 1.547, this is where I entered. Notice the swing failure pattern, came down. I was waiting for confirmation and took the short right here. Pretty high leverage, actually. It was 20x leverage. Came down here. It was as high as 70% profits. Bounced off the trend line, held the short, came down here, and it bounced here again. And I closed it right around here at 50% profits. Fully closed the position. And I posted this on my Twitter that I was looking to write it down and then flip it into a long. So I wasn't getting to, I wasn't trying to FOMO or have the sneaky long. I was waiting patiently. So right here is where I considered to enter the position, right here. And whenever it was hanging around here, that's where I decided, let me see if there's some potential trend lines here, just so I don't get scared out of the token, because ultimately I think it's going to go up. Sheldon's talking about it, everybody's talking about it, bullish. If Bitcoin holds this level, I think it's going to go. So these are kind of the so this was last night actually that I drew this. So none of this was here that you guys see. So I was staring at it, saw the trend line. I started to kind of mess with this trend line here, and then decided to kind of scale out or zoom out, see if I can identify another trend line here. So I kind of identified this touch right here, down here in July 12th. This is on the 15-minute, or you can even go to the 1 hour. And woke up this morning to see that it actually is kind of playing out. So yeah, so these are the two scenarios that I had drew out last night before it passed out. So
David, would you mind if I ask a question?
Sure.
Can you go back to describing your entrance again? I see the swing failure pattern, but then it looks like you entered at a different point, and I was curious to see why you chose to enter there.
Yeah, so I took the short right here, fully closed it down here, 50% profits. Again, take your profits, guys, especially when you're doing, essentially it was like a scalp.
Mhm.
But yeah, I entered a long right here with me knowing that it could go down a little bit lower, and I actually measured out how much lower it could go, and it's really not that much. I mean, 1.62%. So I've entered the long, and I don't think it's going to go below here if Bitcoin holds, but I have my stop loss here at 1.477. So super tight stop loss, but let's see if it plays out. I think it's going to play out, which the scenario is now no longer going to play out, but this is kind of what I'm. So in my opinion, I think near is a good entry, you know, compared to all the other tokens here. It's typically what happens when it has a huge run like this, takes maybe 1 or 2 days for it to chill out. And
Yep.
if we are going to have a bullish weekend, sometimes it happens, right? Something to be aware of on the weekends is you'll notice that there's a crazy wick on Saturday, like a pump. This is an extra strategy I'll teach you guys real quick that I learned a long time ago. But I use Keltner channels. If you guys have never used it, it's free. It's a free indicator, Keltner channels. And it works on, I only use it on the 15-minute. And how it works is when the candle pierces above the blue, there's typically a huge wick down, and it'll go down to the bottom of the Keltner channel. And then that's sometimes when that's my indicator to go long. So I use this at times where I'm not sure if you know Bitcoin's going to go up or down. So I always reverse or go back to the Keltner channel. With that being said, what I'm going to be paying attention to this weekend is if Bitcoin has, you know, some kind of run, let's just say Saturday or something like that, and Bitcoin does something like this again, and it pierces through the Keltner channel. Again, on the weekends, there's no real volume. A lot of times, because all the CME is closed, there's no, the markets are closed. So for me personally, I think it's, a bunch of whales that are buying it up to get a bunch of people to buy, to go long and then to get trapped. So I will be keeping an eye on potential short scalps over the weekend if that happens. But with that being said, that's going to go really well with the render play. So I was talking to Dylan yesterday. I had this eyed out. I also posted in another group. Didn't post this on my Twitter, but I was literally staring at these candles very closely, just waiting to see if it's going to go through this yellow line here. And sure enough, it didn't. This is an actually support area that Dylan drew out that I copied. And so I had actually entered here at 1.847. And then when it started to go up a little bit more, well, it actually went up and it came down. And then that's when I added a little bit more to the position. So it's a nice size position. This is my official entry at 1.852. And
cool.
It's looking good. So the other token I want to talk about is DYDX. So why did I take the short? First of all, I saw it on the charts on Discord that this was a huge resistance line. And if you go to Lux Algo, and for me, there's still a lot that I don't know about Lux Algo, but I'll use it as like a last indicator now. I don't use it as the front indicator of my decision-making process. It's more of like that last check mark, if you will. So on the 8 hour, it shows a massive order block right here. So to tell you how it played out, I took this short here. I noticed the top. I posted this one actually on Twitter too. These 3 circles here, topped out, topped out, topped out. So once it topped out, I took a short. I believe it was right here at 2. I posted it on Twitter. I don't know, remember the exact entry, but I was writing it pretty well. Sent it to Dylan. I was at 15x leverage. I was at like 70% profit. And my plan was just to hold it just in case, because Bitcoin was looking really weak. Was paying attention to all the sources. So with that being said, I was at the gas station getting a drink, and I started to see these candles come up. And so I'm paying attention to it. I'm watching it. Sometimes you have to be alert. You have to be paying attention. You have to watch it, and it takes time. So as it started to pump up, I fully closed it at 20% profit, you know, a little bit of profit, right? It's always good to have profit versus none, right? That's why I try not to have my stop loss at break even if I'm in big profits, right? You always want to take away something. But I completely got closed out, and then I saw this huge wick past this one, and yeah, I was watching it, and it was like, what the heck is going on with DYDX? It was like the only token that was pumping that evening. And then I started to notice the swing failure pattern right here, right? So I talked about this before, but it came up, started to go down, came up again, but it didn't go past this high here. And that was my trigger. And I literally caught the very top, 2.292, holding that short. This morning I woke up, it was at 80% profit. Coming up a little bit, but again, it's coming up into resistance. We've got this red box here that Dylan provided for us. Here's another order block that just popped up. I didn't even know that, 13% at 2.23. So this is a position I'm holding right now. I don't think it's going to go higher, but hey, if Bitcoin goes to 31,000 or some crazy wick right now, again, I'll be stopped in profits here for DYDX. So holding a short there. And one that I'm eyeing that I'm not in is Gala. Hearing a lot about Gala. Actually saw somebody that I follow on Twitter. He didn't even know about Gala, and he's just a chartist, and he's like, man, this looks really good. This is like bottoming out almost. Like he's basically said he's gonna start researching it. So been seeing a lot of talks about it. I mean, it is at a very low level. So I'm kind of FOMO'd myself. Like I want to have some kind of swing position here with Gala. I love this token. I think there's a good future with it. But these are some boxes that Dylan had drew out. And I've just been looking at this. I've just been paying attention. I haven't entered any trades yet. You have to be patient. But I drew some fib levels here. This is the 618. And I even sent this to Dylan. I'm like, look at this, man. This is crazy. It's literally, it's going to the 618. And it went past the 618, and then it went up. And it's been doing these 4% moves up and down, up and down. And so this is a trend line that I drew here. And with the trend line, I opened up Lux Algo. And let's see here. Yeah, so there's some big order blocks here, you know, down here. So my theory is if Bitcoin does have that crazy dump that Sheldon talked about on the show this morning, you know, if the weekend or Monday has this huge dump, my goal is to catch a position at the trend line. I drew another trend line here as well. I know this may look a little crazy. Let me hide this for a second. But I'm looking for something like maybe here, if Bitcoin holds, which is a 4% move. But if Bitcoin has that crazy dump, I'm sure there's a lot of people building long positions right now. And my theory is that there's some whales in the background wanting to liquidate those longs and for them to get a good entry for themselves. But down here is like an 8% dip. So I think that would be a good buying opportunity. If it does something like, you know, goes down here and then has like another crazy red wick and then swing failure pattern go up, I mean, that would be beautiful. And these would be the areas that I'm looking to load up here, which I've circled in the green. So those areas are 0.02474 and 0.02384. If you guys want to mark that on your charts. But for me, I think this would be an amazing position to have as a swing position. We just got to wait for the right entries. So again, being very picky, this is not something I want to long right now and try to DCA into. Just waiting for the trend lines, waiting for the trend line hits. And yeah, keeping an eye on that one. But yeah, and then I talked about Dot, posted that on Twitter, you know, went to 90% profits last night, pretty awesome. And that's why it's important, guys, not to just put everything into one token, 2 tokens, which is what I used to do before I took sniper school. I'm always like in 4 or 5 tokens. So I'm in 4 trades right now and just started the near position. in profits with lender, in profits with DYDX, and keep an eye on stuff. So, yeah. And just as like a side comment, if any of you guys are looking for a nice spot position, a good friend of mine told me about this token when it was at 20 cents. This has to do with the Bitcoin ordinals. So you cannot leverage trade this one. I know it's kind of off topic, but a good friend of mine thinks this is going to go pretty high. So I gained like 40% last weekend just holding this token. It's on Gate.io. So it's good to take your profits and then diversify in the spot as another strategy. But yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully that was helpful.
Definitely,
Thanks.
man.
Brilliant. Thanks, David.
Mhm.
Jackie, have you got anything?
Let me just make sure. I wasn't looking at my charts in depth at the moment. I could give you guys a BNB update. And then I think that's all I have for today.
Okay, cool.
For those that are asking about a Tomo entry, I just posted a chart in the chat with a target area, but we're ways away from it, so pretty simple.
Okay, you guys can see my screen. Okay, so just to make some sense here of what we're seeing right now. So we were tracking this movement down. We then got to this area here, and then Dylan gave you guys a long at this level. We then sort of broke out and we came back down to the 382 again. So what we're looking for right now is we can see that we're sort of forming a wedge coming up. We can see that there's a trend that's formed. Here's a rising trend as well. We'll need to wait and see what happens in this pattern right now. We are in a support resistance area. So until we make a significant move away from the support to the top side and past this trend line, I would look for a long maybe here, but this is not the play I'm looking for still. My play is still looking at this area down here. What I would like to see is break of the resistance and break of this rising trend to travel back down to this level, which is a big order block from here with a strong low marked by this. Let me just clear my drawing quick. So we're looking at entry in this order block. It's a strong order block, and this is the strongest low in this area right now. If I'm not mistaken, that's also a 786 retracement. Okay, let me just drag this up higher quickly. Yeah, 786 lines up there as well. So that is the ideal entry for me. If we do see it come down to there, that is the area that I'm looking to enter from. But note that this area here is also an order block. So your stop loss would need to be relatively close to this block if you are looking at to take this trade. Obviously, this TP that I've got here would be the first TP area, but it will also be a place where we're going to hit resistance, as you can see right now in this area. So that is what I'm looking at for BNB.
Yeah, those rising wedges or rising channels are normally break to the downside. But if it breaks to the upside, you know, that's normally quite a violent move.
Yes.
Great. Thanks, Jackie.
Cool.
Awesome,
Is
guys.
anybody else? I think that's about it for today.
I'm good. I'm good. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah. Have a great
Yes.
weekend and trade safe there.
Yes,
And
great
we'll-
session. And
Yeah, great
definitely
care,
session.
everyone.
See everybody on Monday.
Don't forget to
Same
relax and hug your dog.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Joe.
Be safe, guys. Don't get wrecked. See you later.
Same to you, bro. People are saying you shouldn't throw gas in your Tesla, man.
No, it's the gas station is right down the street, and I didn't have the Vita Coco. Love those drinks, so that's why I was there. But it definitely is awkward pulling up to a gas station in a Tesla.
Oh, that's brilliant, man.
But anyways, awesome, man. We'll see you guys soon.
Cool, bro.